to see what's up in this new patch. So for the holidays, we have included a few new assets for children and toddlers. I picked out my favorites. The boots, I really like these boots a lot. Adorable.
Yes, those are great.
Let's check out his top. So I really liked the solid red shirt underneath. And if we go into our toddlers, oh, come on now.
They're just the cutest.
So toddlers have a new full body outfit.
Actually, you do have to make sure you have the holiday celebration pack and make sure it's downloaded.
Male's also got a new full body outfit, and he's so cute.
A cute little suspender.
How could I forget the little suspenders? But he also has a few patterns on the shirt as well.
Build mode feature. Multi-story columns.
So I think people that saw that initial trailer for University noticed that there was a build with 2-story columns. And this is the kind of big reveal for everybody. So everybody has this in today's patch.
Yeah, so you can basically stretch your columns, and there are a few that have limitations, like this one. See, it says max height restricted, and that's simply because as you stretch it, you know, if you were to stretch it too far, it wouldn't look good. So that's kind of the tallest that one will go. But on other ones, let's zoom out.
You can kind of go ridiculously tall.
Woo!
For all your 20-story column needs.
I believe once you put a roof on the building, that is kind of a limiter for the columns, just so you know. So that's kind of like a natural stopping point for them. But certainly outside the confines of walls and roofs, you can kind of do whatever you want with them. So if you go into game options, accessibility, we've added this new section where you can adjust the size of the UI in the game.
Finally.
So this is really, really awesome. If you're vision impaired, you can make the UI larger. Or if you have a really fancy 4K monitor, you know, the UI was like itty bitty before.
Yeah, game looked great, but couldn't read a single piece of text.
Yeah, so now it'll be a lot more usable. You can see we have kind of a range that we let you play around with, and you can see it sort of start to adjust as you play around with it. So that's pretty neat. If you go into the red zone, some weird stuff might start happening, but we let you do it. Just, you know, you can figure out what's right for you, basically.
Rules are meant to be broken.
Yeah. Just so you know, it is possible to get into a state where some buttons may start to be off the screen if you go a little too nuts with it. So there is a little pop-up that happens on launch that says, hey, are you sure you want these settings? Or you can revert if you want. And there's also a shortcut that's Control+U that will sort of reset it to the defaults. So in case you get stuck, there are ways around it.
So I think that is the main things we wanted to show you from the patch today. And now we're going to talk about a little something different.
All right.
Okay, so we're going to talk about a new stuff pack that we're making. And we don't know what it's going to be.
No, that's the most exciting part.
That's the exciting part. So we're going to need help from the community. We did this before, and that is how we got Laundry Day. Arguably the best stuff pack out there. I absolutely love that pack. I thought Cindy Graham and team did a fantastic job on it. And it is high time for us to turn the power over to the community to let them decide what we should be making next.
One of the cool things, I know a lot of you noticed a couple months ago, we added a little option in the game options that revolved around surveys. So if you turned that off, you might want to turn it back on because we basically will be showing this right on the main menu of the game. So it'll look something like this. So it'll make it really easy for you to just go in and say, oh yeah, there's a survey available now. I'm going to go ahead and take the survey.
The main change is going to be on this first voting block when we're going to have people voting on both the theme and the main gameplay object that they want to see under that theme. Yeah, and roughly speaking, we're going to be doing one voting block a month, and we're going to keep the voting open for about a week. So we'll start with theme and gameplay. That's going to unlock on November 18th, followed up by voting block on what is the overall art style of the pack, and then we'll start delving into what are the specific things included in the pack on the cast side. So what clothing assets do we want to see? What objects, what kind of build-buy mimics do we want included in there?
Yep.
And then last but not least, what's the title of this pack going to be? Moving on, so let's actually give you guys a little bit of an advanced look into the various voting themes and associated gameplay objects underneath.
Yeah.
So the first one is arts and crafts. This is the first theme, the associated gameplay underneath that you can vote on or stack rank would be things like the pottery wheel, edible art.
So that's supposed to be like, you can create those really fancy fruit baskets with all the shaped fruits.
Embroidery and cross-stitching, knitting, and glass fabrication. So like glass blowing, that nature.
Stained glass, yeah.
Theme number 2.
Self-care routines. Fitness watch, where you can sort of keep track of, your Sim's health. Custom teas and herbal infusions, so sort of a different lens at health there. A vegan trait, a healthy living aspiration, and a smoothie blender.
Number 3, fun tech.
Fun tech.
So, simulated sports screens. So, there's several kind of like arcades out here that'll have the giant kind of projection, giant screen that you're hitting a golf ball at, and it kind of, I'm describing this so well. It's a cool fake sports screen that you play indoor cycling machine and treadmill with screens. Anything with screens is better. Virtual putting green and modular mini golf. Sounds exciting. Void critter locator, portable hologram best friend.
Science and technology. So we're talking about things here like a desktop microscope, STEM kits, so more science and math oriented. I think this is more geared toward children. Building blocks. So this is more like a Lego kind of deal, connects, where you can sort of put things together in different ways. Food science and kitchen appliances, and astronomy, and a portable telescope.
And last but certainly not least, we have the Happy Haunts theme. So this one is decidedly unlike the others, definitely a little supernatural angle to this. So you can have the ghost hunter freelancer career, the seance table and spirit board, psychic freelancer career, grim reaper freelancer career, sounds interesting, and the haunted house lot trait.
And I think in reading the descriptions of these, you'll find that they're not super Halloween-y. You can use them kind of at any time.
Definitely.
So yeah, I'd say reserve your judgment for the full. When you actually see the survey, there's a lot more detail and description on each of these things across all of the themes and features you can vote for. So there's more than what we're showing here.
Yeah, I'd say this first voting block is probably the deepest of all of them.
Yes.
So we really wanted to front load you with as much information as possible to kind of set you up for all the voting and make sure you know what you're walking into.
Yeah, and so basically you'll get to see all the individual features first. You'll get to rank them, and then sort of the last step is to actually vote on your favorite themes. So you sort of pick your absolute favorite theme, and then at the end of the vote, we'll sort of tally everything up, and we'll pick the top vote, and then the top feature from that top theme.
Yep.
And that's how we'll start to build the stuff pack.
Right. Okay, so that's the end of our slideshow. We're gonna go into the main menu just to give you a quick kind of look at what that will be.
All right, yeah, so this is what it'll look like on the main menu to make it really easy.
So again, next Monday, that's gonna go live.
Yep.
So stay tuned. We'll keep you guys posted every step of the way. All right.
All right, bye everyone.
Thanks everybody. See ya.